This morning's final presentation is titled Quantitative Measurement of Project Manager Competencies. Research Team 306 has developed the Project Manager Competency Assessment Tool, which will pinpoint PM development and training opportunities and improve the process by which project managers are developed and selected. Leading the plenary presentation is Carrithers, General Manager of Gas Platform and Major Enterprise Projects for DTE Energy. Please welcome Research Team 306.
Okay, George. Where's the screen? Okay, George, let's get this budget meeting started. As the new vice president of the operations, I'm responsible for managing our budget, and we need to sit down and kind of talk about that and go over some things, okay?
Okay. Good morning, Jeff. Well, being the manager of projects, I am responsible for developing and maintaining a project management team with the proper skills necessary to manage projects. Our project managers need to know change management, scheduling, earned value, relationship skills, and more. Our proposed budget is to start with the basics and train them all in everything.
Really? Train them all in everything?
Yeah, there is a mixture of skills and competencies amongst them all. I'm not sure who's competent in what areas. So the only thing I can come up with is start with the basics and train them all.
Well, that seems a bit over the top to take all these individual project managers with different competencies, multi-levels of experience, and train them all in the same thing. I really wish there was a tool out there that could identify individual project manager needs, and we get them trained in the things we need to train them in.
Well, that's a great concept, Jeff. You know what? Next week I am attending the national conference for CII in Indianapolis. I will ask around and see if there's anything fit for use.
Oh, that would be perfect.
How's it going, Brian?
Hey, good. Nice to meet you.
You're just the man I'm looking for out here, in charge of project management, right?
Correct.
Putting together a proposal for a strategic customer, and they're asking for names and resumes of key individuals. Right at the top of the list is project management. So that evidently they need to have strong skills in risk and cost management. They're paramount. So who do you recommend?
Well, I brought my staffing plan, and we can just look on here and see who's sitting on the bench, and we'll just pick someone. Best I got.
You're just going to pick somebody, kind of like playing a game or something?
Well, I've only been here 3 months. You know, my predecessor didn't really leave me with anything. I got a whole mix of skills. Got some competent people, but I really don't know who's strong in what, so let's just pick a name.
Okay. You know, it would be a lot better if we had a way to categorize our project managers relative to their skills and competencies.
A tool of some sort?
Well, you know, it make it a lot easier to assign them rather than playing a game and checking a box.
Man, that's a really good idea. You know what? I'm going to be in Indianapolis next week attending the CII conference. I'll poke around a little bit, see if there's something out there.
If they had a tool like that, that would be perfect.
I agree.
Hey, Carol, I need your help. Many of our project managers are retiring this year. It must be this baby boomer cliff that's coming. I think their 401ks are doing better, and now they're retiring. I just don't know what to do. I think it's an industry problem, but as manager of projects, I'm struggling to find skilled project managers. Any suggestions?
Well, Frank, as manager of human resources, I highly recommend that you consider hiring from within our company. I'm sure we have a lot of project managers with the project management competencies necessary to succeed.
We do actually. That's a very good idea. Always promoting from within. It's good employee morale, and it's definitely great for retention of the people and for just our turnover. Great idea.
You know what would be nice? It would be nice if we had a way to assess our employees for project management competencies and select appropriate and successful project managers for our projects.
Carol, that's a good idea, but we just don't have anything like that. You know, I am going to the CIA conference next week. Maybe some other people are having this same problem. I'll ask them and see if they have any solutions.
That would be a perfect.
Hey,
It's been a while.
yeah, I don't know about you guys, you know, this market's really crazy right now.
Isn't it, Lud?
We're struggling a lot of ways. How's things going in your roles?
Oh, you know, I'm having a lot of problems. I'm trying to develop my project management training budget. There's too many unidentified needs out there.
Don't even bring up training budgets. God, we're trying to promote from within, and we have no way to assess project managers on their skills and competencies.
Well, they're coming to me, I've only been there for 3 months, and they're coming to me wanting to know who's actually intelligent or can manage a project, who can lead a team. I have no idea.
Fix it, man. Just fix it.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of sent here, you know, with the hope of looking for a tool, and I just hadn't seen anything. Have you guys? Anybody heard of anything out there?
Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear you, but I'm part of a research team that has just developed a tool that might be perfect for you guys. It's called a Project Manager Competency Assessment Tool. We call it PMCAT.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Perfect solution.
Fantastic.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Quantitative Measurements of Project Management Competencies Research Team 306. So our academic leads, we had Dr. Hanna and Dr. Russell and Alex Belitek from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and we also had Carol Manessa from the University of Michigan. Our industry team chair was Richard Bradford, and our vice chair was Jeffrey Moore. You can see the other team members listed there. So the PMCAT. So I was asked, you know, because I was on a team last year that did something a little different, and they were asking me, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to do something like that? And I had to tell them, I'm sorry, but we don't have a wrap. But we have something better. We got the PMCAT. So I know that each of you sitting out there can identify with the skits that you've just seen. We've all been in those situations. You don't really understand the skill levels and the competencies of all of your project managers. You've got challenges with budgets. You really need to be able to identify where the critical developments is, especially for the projects that you're going to be undertaking. So how do you access and determine your project manager's strengths and your areas of opportunity? Do you have the right PM skills for the right projects that you want to assign him or her to? So this really is about fundamentally driving individual project management competencies, which ultimately, as you raise your individual project manager's competencies, will raise your organizational competencies, and eventually it'll raise the industry competencies. So what does that mean? So as the industry continues to improve project management competencies, this is going to help us all result in maximizing our capital dollar spend on scope, schedule, budget, quality, and safety, and while we're all here. So this is like a fundamental basics that we need to do to help deliver this, develop the skill to get us to where we need to be. I also just wanted to say, I'm sure 90% of you are going to come to our implementation session, but this CAT tool that you're going to see, as you go out and come to different research conferences, I know myself, when I leave, I have to write a trip report when I go back to work, and our company made a significant investment in sending people out here, and you got to talk about, you know, well, what's the value you got and what can you bring back? And I know in mine, maybe I'm on this team, but you know, one of my gems will be this tool, because I really do believe that it'll help you assess your project managers. It'll help you assess new project managers. It's going to help you have the ability to really have meaningful one-on-one discussions with each team member about, hey, where are their strengths and where are their development opportunities. So, but anyway, and this CAT tool is available at the annual conference download page, and you'll also get a copy of it on a flash drive if you come to our implementation session. So you can see from the study that we did, we actually used 77 supervisors from at least 29 companies, and we actually identified 154 PMs that we went through and did this assessment on. You can see the types of companies that we have, and you can see the company projects, whether they're private or public. Talks about the company size, from very large to a little smaller, and you can see that this was done both within the United States and also internationally. So the tool description and validation. So it's really designed to be a reliable and consistent measurably PM competencies. It's created to run in Excel 2007 or a later version. You know, it's nice that it's rating the PM competencies on an industry-based scale. You could choose to do that, or you could just do it within the PMs within your own organization. I mean, it's really customized to how each company wants to use it. It identifies the training and the development opportunities, and I really do believe that's going to lead to an excellent discussion between the supervisor and his or her employee. It's going to help in the selection and placement of project managers. You know, if you can really identify the competencies that you need for that future work, and then you can help when you go through the interview to make sure that the people that you get have those skill levels. It can help in the selection and placement of PMs. It can also help in the selection and development and the career path of future PMs. This was actually validated through the beta testing process. It had a 93% accuracy rate. And I do need to say it was actually very important because the tool was enhanced based on the beta test feedback. So this gets into the list of the PM competencies. And I mean, you can see there's like 4 large buckets. There's knowledge and experience, there's management, there's the cognitive person plus the individual attributes, and there's leadership. So let's just, you know, and we're going to get into a much more detail of this in our implementation session, but for an example of the knowledge and experience, I mean, what kind of certifications or training does that person have? You know, in management, I mean, you know, what is their leadership and safety, for an example? Or cognitive, you know, how is their strategic thinking? And I won't continue to go through, but we're going to go through all that in detail in our implementation session. So this is actually the tool itself that you'd be filling out. So, you know, you'd put your name in there, and then all the competencies that you saw on that previous page, you know, are going to be listed here, and then you're going to have to go through, and it's going to really make you kind of want to sit down and think about that, that individual person. And the beauty about that is that when you do this, I mean, this is by no means ever supposed to be like an HR performance tool or anything like this. This is just a tool to try to help develop people's competencies, make people better, which will make organizations better, which will make the industry better. So you go through and you fill this whole thing out, and Alex will go through this tool in detail in our implementation session. And then you get into the whole deployment of the PM CAT. Now, we kind of covered this a little bit, but I mean, it's really going to evaluate the PM competence against the industry. It's going to identify the specific training needs. I know we all have limited budgets. Things are tight. Where can you maximize the value that's going to have the biggest benefit or bang back to your company? And I know we all, you know, value employees. They're our biggest asset. And so how can we most effectively develop them? You know, high potential PMs for future employment. We believe that this is going to overall improve the performance by improving the process by which project managers are developed and selected. And in turn, this will contribute to CII's mission to improve the overall industry performance. So we really would like everybody to come to our implementation session. It's in the Grand Ballroom, 7 and 8. We've got a session starting right after break at 11:30 and another one at 1:30. And I really have to end by just saying, I really do think that this will be the perfect tool for your organization.